dear magical friends. Hello, welcome to your weekly horoscope and taroscope with me, Natalie, spelled Natalee. If someone has sent you this video, they believe there's something valuable for you to gain through one or a few of the messages contained herein. If this is your first time viewing an astrology video, a horoscope is a forecast for future events just like the weather forecast, except a horoscope's delineation is based on the planet's position and relationships in the week ahead. This weekly horoscope is a unique blend of Western tropical astrology interpretation and what I see when I remotely view into the astrology. If this is your first time viewing a tarot reading, just observe your own body, thoughts, and emotions for any reactions, subtle or strong. This means you are resonating with the message and can benefit from its guidance. If you'd like to know when I upload or live stream new messages here on the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Watch Natalie, and toggle the notification bell. We can also connect on TikTok. Same handle, Watch Natalie. Please block and report any other accounts. Lastly, always remember that time spirals, all of my messages are timeless, and that you can learn more about me, my psychic work, how to retain my services or book your one-on-one session with me, and how to do your own forecasting down below in the description box, and that there are timestamps for easy navigation. Without further ado, let's open up your week ahead. Voila, everyone. Did you have a lovely weekend? How was it? It was the 𝚠𝚤𝚘 on Saturday, so big love there, especially being in the sign of Cancer. It was in my first house. I had a blast on Saturday, had so many lovely conversations and met new people and spent the day doing what I love and just learning. It was a really big download of learning things and just taking in new information. I just couldn't get enough. So I hope you guys had a great weekend as well. We are starting the week with... I just realized that I hadn't been plugged in the entire time. Well, we're going to proceed on anyways. Let's start the week with Monday, the 18th of July. Okay, so as you can see, my dearies, we have Mercury in Cancer opposing Pluto retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. I did talk about this last week in last week's horoscope, and I'm going to talk about it again just a little bit more. I'm calling this day a big deal. Now, consciously, if you are consciously engaging this energy, consciously meaning that you are awake and not physically asleep, that's what the word conscious means. So being aware, knowing what you're doing. So when you're riding a bike, and if you've been riding a bike for 30 years, you're not consciously riding that bike. That action of riding the bike has now become a subconscious action. So consciously, Mercury opposing Pluto, thinking, writing, communicating to change a situation. You're using this energy consciously to change the situation in a way that empowers everyone for mutual benefit. That's the best that you can get out of this energy. Now, I can't see your chart in front of me right now, so I'm not sure what areas of life you're going to be doing this big deal in. It could be something much more subjective and personal that you are reconciling with yourself, or it could absolutely have to do with you and someone else. I do personalized chart readings as well. You can book that under the consigliere session down below in the description box, 𝚒𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘.com. The unconscious manifestation, and remember, the unconscious is more asleep, unaware, not doing it knowingly. You're doing it, but you're not thinking about doing it. Okay? Unconscious manifestation of this energy. It's peaking on Monday, but it's been building over the weekend. It's been building for a few days already. Is projection of the fears, projection of the paranoia, possessiveness, and ego identity with your ideas or your perspectives onto other people. So this is a classic case when someone is being controlling or argumentative or negative or shaming, guilting, and anything sort of dark. And if someone tries to call them out on it or make them aware of that, they can't handle that. They freak out and they just do more projection onto that person, and then it turns into, they double down. This energy could really double down even when they're wrong, even when they're lying, even when they are proven to be completely no substance. So this energy on that unconscious level, it doesn't matter. Like even if it's something that you put in front of them, like that Mercury could have something you know, like, this is the text message, this is what you said. Or, you know, it could be like, well, these are the timestamp records of when you clock into work. Or, you know, even, you know, people will still, this energy especially can still double down on the lie, double down on the fear and the paranoia. And what you get from that when someone doubles down is that overcompensation, and it's even pushier, it's even more aggressive. It's no, 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 or yes, yes, you know, it gets dramatic, it gets very extreme. So if people are communicating in a way that is really forceful and really argumentative and really, especially if it's accusatory, and you just won't be able to convince them otherwise, you won't be able to show them proof, it'll just, the whole thing, I would say sit, if that's like happening in your life, I would sit on that. Let this energy just like calm down, let it pass, move the energy through, delay if you possibly can, because they're just not seeing clearly. They're just not in an objective perspective in any way, shape, or form. So, in addition to that, their ego, the mental ego is involved. We're going to get to the ego in a couple days, but like Monday, it's the mental ego. So don't feel like you have to die on that hill. Let it go. Let it go. If you're getting kind of like riled up, or you're feeling very defensive about your idea, something that you said, something that you have going on, not worth it. Steer clear of anyone who's being manipulative or mean or hysterical, or they could be like super hysterical and dramatic and very loud, or it could be totally subtle and under the surface. So it could be like that nicey, but you really know that there's like, you can feel that there's some kind of bigger, something else is going on under the surface of that. So on the positive, it's positive and you feel great and you're excited and you just feel this mutual benefit from that seriousness, from the discussion, or from the airing out of whatever it happens to be, like if you are talking to another person, you know, at this time. So focus on mutual benefit and getting to the root of things and getting to the truth and honesty and understanding, which should be empowering. People using it that way, much more self-empowered. Tuesday, July the 19th, we have Mercury entering the sign of Leo. I am calling this day flaunted for clear and obvious reasons. Mercury entering Leo is going to I feel like that's going to be a sharp change. A very sharp change in energy. Mercury is now going to be way more alive. On the conscious level, this could bring you more happiness, more joy, more success, more attention and rewards, and just overall satisfaction, but only when you trust yourself. You really have to trust in your vision, trust in your creative intuition, and trust in your heart. That's going to be the most important. Leo rules the heart. You've got to follow your heart and you have to honor the integrity of that heart. And because it's Mercury in Leo, it's going to be on your mind. It's going to be something you're thinking about. You're going to have a lot more to think about, and it should be fun. It should be much more carefree. It should be thinking in ways that make it feel more like a vacation. That's really fun. Thinking and speaking and communicating with others, whereas Mercury in Cancer was a little bit more subjective and thinking about how you feel about things in your life right now. So Mercury in Leo, it's much more social, by the way, too. Mercury in Leo could bring in new friends or just really increase the good time with friends. So it's going to be fun. The unconscious manifestation of this transit, Mercury in Leo, for the next few weeks could be over the top communication. And that's insecurity, or there could be a little bit of overcompensation. There could be some exaggeration. Any exaggeration could feel very overbearing over the next few weeks. So, you know, it's like you want to be theatrical in the entertaining, happy, fun, creative way. Just focus on being authentic and honoring your own subliminal self or the inner child and making that part of you really happy, and you will not go wrong. That unconscious part of it is just going to be a little bit of that overcompensation for the insecurity. That's all. In behavior, that could be that they're just really loud. Like that Mercury in Leo is like so loud, really shouty, and I've had to even stop listening to some YouTubers because that are Leos, because it's like I don't want anyone yelling at me. It's not what I'm signing up for. Like, I don't want to. It just hurts my ears, it's just like I can't. So, just be on the lookout for that, for raised volumes and like actual shouting. Wednesday, July the 20th, we have the quarter moon in Aries, and then we have the sun in Cancer opposing Pluto retrograding in the sign of Capricorn. So just on Monday, the other day ago, it was Mercury in Cancer opposing Pluto, and now on Wednesday, it is the sun in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn. Let's set the stage. I'm calling this day a pivotal shift, and it happening on this waning, losing and light quarter moon in Aries tells us that we got to take action. This is the crisis in action, where whatever did come to light or come to fullness around the 13th of July from the full moon in Capricorn, now there's something you have to do, something you've got to act on, or you have to say something, do something physical. It's likely going to be much more physical, very extroverted, and you might even need to be bold or brave in some way, shape, or form. I love this energy because it's the pioneer energy. It is the first one out. It is someone who is breaking a new horizon. So I love this energy for anyone that has any excitement over anything that is not yet seen, not yet known or experienced. We also have the benefit of Jupiter being in Aries right now, just for like a hot second. They're going to station retrograde at the very end of the month, but it's this expansive new frontier energy. So if you are coming up against some kind of a blockage in the middle of the week, just try to think that way. Think as a pioneer, as having the bravery of someone to be the first one to do something, or to go out and put themselves out there and look for something that's never been found, or to do something that's never been done, or to, you might have to overcome you might have to work through some internal tension to get there, especially with the sun Pluto. So with that quarter moon in Aries, you want to do the right thing. Okay, Aries is also pretty strong with their ideas about right and wrong, just like the other cardinal signs, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer. Aries likes to start projects, likes to, so the changes that are being made at the Capricorn full moon last Wednesday, and then in the middle of this week on Wednesday, probably some big shifts or big changes happening in your life, where you are maybe starting something else, but maybe you're starting something because something else is over and something else is closing and something else is, it's just had its time. It'll feel like it's already had its time, and you're closing it out. So this could be a little bit of both wrapped up in one. Now, the sun opposing Pluto energy on the conscious level, knowing what you're feeling, knowing what you're thinking, and being honest with yourself about that and about who you are, is what helps you use astrological energy and information consciously. On the conscious level, you could put something really incredible together that alters your life direction, or alters the direction of something in either of these areas of life, in the Cancer area of life or the Capricorn area of life. There's some big decisions to make. You could be headed into something with more power, or where you need to be more responsible in order to go for this new goal. So you could be changing direction in terms of what you want, what you care about, or you could get some new goal, some new thing that you want, or, it could just be something lighting your fire and getting you really going and really excited. And you can use this Sun-Pluto opposition to be the agent of change in some way, shape, or form, and to spearhead that alchemization, that transformation from one thing or one state into something else. Now, be careful because the unconscious manifestation of this energy is very inflammatory for the ego and for people's egos. Toxic egos, toxic masculine, feminine egos could be, instead of building something and reaching for a goal or achieving a goal, this could even be a goal achievement here. Instead of that, instead of stepping into more power, more responsibility, more trust, this can go in the total opposite direction where egos are potentially sabotaging a great opportunity. So if you're feeling, and this is another build up, so the week is going to be building up to Wednesday too with this aspect. If you're feeling that inside, or if you're thinking those thoughts that you want to maneuver people or a situation, or that you want to exert more control in a more manipulative way, and you are honest with yourself, you know when you're being manipulative. Everyone knows that genuine energy, that you're doing something or you're saying something in that real place, and when it's not real. So the more honest with yourself that you can possibly be, if you're looking at yourself and you're feeling anger, jealousy, or that you feel like you need to over control a situation, or like I said, maneuver people, situations, and circumstances, I can tell you right now that's the wrong action. That is the wrong action. That's like, don't do it. That is so clearly the opposite direction that you want to go in, because acting on that energy, so you're feeling it and you're thinking it, you're seeing something happening at work, you're seeing something happening in the family, you're getting text messages, you're thinking and you're feeling it, that you want to do a power move and try to put someone in their place or control a situation or maneuver something in or out destructively and manipulatively, and you act on that energy, that's going to sabotage an opportunity that you cannot even see because you're in that whole other space. So focus on this entire week, mutually beneficial, empowering energy, and act on that. Thursday, July the 21st. This is exciting. Okay, so Thursday I am calling a taste of fate, and that is because we have the moon conjuncting, lining up with Mars and Uranus in Taurus. Tomorrow, the next day on Friday, the moon's going to meet the North Node in Taurus, so that's kind of like where the party is, the Taurus party now. So on Thursday, calling it a taste of fate. Now, you just can't miss this one. You can't miss it. In the Taurus area of life, it's just growing. It's growing in its importance. So there could be something Thursday, Friday that just shows you like where this is all going, like the vision, the picture, or give you a little bit of a taste of what's about to come, but in epic proportions, or in like a lot more. It's going to be a big drive. It's going to be a big push. It's going to be a big effort. The end of the month, the end of July. So Thursday, Friday, but let's stay into Thursday here. So the Taurus area of life, it is going to be experiencing on this smaller level on Thursday, sudden, exciting, possibly unexpected changes. Now, whether the flow is coming in or whether the flow is going out, don't judge it. Don't judge what's happening Thursday. It could be something new or unexpected, like I said, or it could just be something that is shaking things up. Shaking things up. You might have a rattle in your schedule, and it maybe upsets you the whole day because you feel like you didn't get anything done. But your whole life can change at the end of July, and you have a whole new day anyway. But that this Thursday could be giving you a little taste of it. You didn't see that, you didn't have, you couldn't know, because maybe for you it was just, like your dog sitter canceled and your coworker, maybe it was just like a whole bunch of other stuff, that little things. But that real story is not about these little tedious interruptions to the minutia of the day. The bigger story is that you're not really meant to have that structured of a day. So that, this is an example, but like for that Thursday, so who would that be for? That would be, because this is a very specific, I'm thinking of the 6th house here. So this would be, gosh, that took me forever. It's, it's Sagittarius. So the example that we're using is for Sagittarius. So it's, if you're a Sagittarius sun or rising, you specifically could have something that just like, oh, you know, Thursday, your whole day just freaking, you know, goes out the window. But in this example, and it's very, very true for you, because this would be where this would happen for you, is, well, you get a different job. You move into something totally different where you have a different, more fluid or intuitive schedule that you can create for yourself. So everyone's going to have that kind of experience in some area of their life, wherever Taurus is in your world, in your life, in your sphere, in your corner of the world. So try to like go with the flow a little bit. Like I said, it's a taste of fate. It's a little, this is where this is going. Okay. So, but don't judge it. Don't judge it, because it's just not going to be the fullest expression of that quite yet. It's a preview of more change and leveling up at the end of July. So for instance, if Sagittarius has a very unproductive day on Thursday and all these things come to interrupt it, and then they have to adapt and adjust, and maybe they have to put more energy and work into their mental health or regulating their emotions, or they just maybe it starts going off the rails at like 8 a.m. and then by 2 p.m. they just give up. They're like, you know what, this day's blown, it's gone, I'm going to the beach, I'm gonna go do this. Okay, I get it, you know, whatever, we're just gonna go do this now. That's leveling up. You're just preparing yourself for something that's coming up that's gonna give you more freedom in your day-to-day life at the end of July. Uranus is the behavior and it's the leveling up. So you could level up in your life Thursday to Friday. So don't judge it. Friday, July the 22nd. Here we have the moon conjuncted the North Node in Taurus, and we have the sun entering Leo. Happy Leo season. Happy birthday to all of the early Leos out there. And happy birthday to the end of Cancer season, Cancers as well. So on this day, I am calling this Friday take pictures, because of clearly the sun in Leo is like selfie, 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 selfie. Like just not even just like the selfie part of it, but the actual taking of pictures is very creative. It's very Leonine as well. So taking pictures, the moon connecting with the North Node. I'm telling you, Thursday, Friday, this you want to feel your way forward, because you are emotionally able to tune into your destiny as it is going right now. It's like this clue leads you to this clue, and this clue leads you to this clue, and this clue leads you to this clue. Like it's a little bit like that, but emotionally. So feeling like there's a change in the wind coming, or feeling that something is just not really doing it for you anymore, or feeling like you really want to go check this out over here, or feeling, you know, whatever it happens to be. Now, because this is Taurus, other stuff that happened with me over the weekend, a lot of downloads. I actually got downloads for the triple conjunction at the end of July and the beginning of August. I got genealogy, DNA research, and a new resource. So there could be something coming out in a couple of weeks about having to do with some new benefit or resource, or I don't know if this could be an invention or some kind of bio invention. I don't know that stuff, but that's what I'm getting with that there might be something structurally changing with our DNA, or this could speak to epigenetic changes. This could speak to healing intergenerational trauma. This could also speak to the science part of it as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I wanted to put it out there just before that comes up, just because I got it over this past weekend with the casinos part of that. So, okay. Friday, you're going to be able to emotionally feel something out, feel that something's coming, something's going, or because it's Taurus, I want you to generate your own feeling, whether you're seeing it visibly or not. I want you to generate the feeling of inner resourcefulness, confidence, and faith within yourself and in your abilities. That is what the North Node in Taurus is trying to do for us on a collective level, is to increase our self-sufficiency and increase our self-confidence and increase our resources. But we've got to change a lot to get there first. Let's talk about the sun entering Leo. So on that conscious level, huge boost for success, a lot of attention, a lot of notoriety, a lot of fun, creativity, play, joy, happiness. Also, wherever Leo is in your chart, you're going to see with a much clearer perception the real state of those affairs. So if you are an Aquarius sun or rising, it's going to be about relationships for you. That's going to be full focus. Something is going to happen, or something's been happening that's been leading up to this, but you are now pulling all of your focus to relationships. It could be a primary relationship. It could be just all of them in general, more likely. Now, I cover all of this kind of stuff in the horoscopes that I do over on the Patreon, patreon.com/𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘. The link is down there in the description box below. So if you'd like to know for any of your 12 zodiac signs to check for your sun, moon, and rising, and your friends and your family's sun, moon, risings, head over to the Patreon because it's already all there and it's more customized. So you can improve this area of your life with more Leo energy. So more confidence, creativity with a happier attitude. So focus there. Focus on generating that play, that creative whimsy. Saturday, July the 23rd. Mercury in Leo trines Jupiter in Aries. I'm calling this day go big or go home. With that Mercury-Jupiter trine, there's going to be a lot. It's going to go big. There's going to be much. It's a lot. It's big and it's a lot with Jupiter. Jupiter is always saying yes. Jupiter doesn't understand no. And that's why Jupiter is like overpromising. But at this point, I'm going to get to that in the unconscious part, but at this point, just know that is a lot. You're going to want to go big. You're going to want to just do it all. You're going to want to just have the biggest concept. Let's go just to the max. Let's go to the most extreme solution first. You know, it's going to be that big. So this could lead you to these big, great ideas and also creative breakthroughs. So if you've been stuck, or if you've been needing something fresh, if you've been needing something fresh and something different, and it'll come through larger than life and really, really big and fun. And this is like an adventure film. This is like some kind of Mercury Jupiter would be like some big blockbuster film. Okay, big blockbuster film, Mercury Jupiter. Now on the individual level, this can be fruitful collaborations with other people too. Very lucky energy, lucky meetings, lucky benefits, all of that lucky stuff, lucky communications, lucky messages, just be super positive. It should be easy. It should be so much easier to be positive at the end of the week than it is at the beginning of the week. So, you know, that is also a benefit of the serendipity. So it also has a little bit of serendipitous energy to it. So any lucky breaks that you get, it'll just feel like serendipity. It'll just feel very synchronistic. It'll just like, it's just like things just like line up on the right as they're supposed to go. So I love this for having fun. I love this for connecting with other people. I love this for conversation and dialogue and chatting. Probably going to have a lot of fruitful dialogue, and you know, maybe if you have like a really big conversation with someone where you guys talk about, it's in German, it's über Gott und die Welt, like talking about God and the world. So you just like talk about everything in that one conversation. So it could be something like that too. It's just very optimistic and it's very buoyant. It's very, very good for the spirit. Bringing us to Sunday, July the 24th. So I'm calling this day Head to the Castle, and this one is like all psychic. This is totally like very strong. It pulses like we have Moon in Gemini trining Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. This is probably a very specific message for like the one person that this is meant for. So let's do it. This is what I'm here for. On the conscious level, I got very strong mental health. I mean, I got the mind vice. So if you are a little bit more like introverted, you probably grew up having like just playing and making games with yourself though. And once I learned about the Mind Palace, oh my God, that was so much fun to play with. Look it up, the Mind Palace. It's a way of remembering a lot of stuff without writing anything down. I actually used this when I did the Vipassana meditation technique, and it's 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘org. I believe it's .org, but I mean, I've posted stuff about it throughout all of my my channel is for years now. But when I did that, you cannot, it's a 10-day course. It's free. They house you, they feed you, and they teach you this meditation technique. It's transcendental meditation, and you're not allowed any technology, like not even a watch. Everyone, you either have to bring your own analog alarm clock, or they have like this bin of alarm clocks, like analog alarm clocks for you, but you cannot have any technology, no cell phones, definitely no cell phones. And you cannot have pen and paper, which you guys know I'm a writer, which is just sort of sacrilegious. I mean, that's like, what do you mean no pen and paper? That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? How am I going to remember all this stuff? You know, so what did I do, you guys? I use my handy little trick of the mind palace. The mind palace is basically, you take some real place, like let's just say where you're living, your house, your home, and you just memorize it, and then you change stuff inside of it to help you remember whatever you're trying to remember. So if you want to remember a list of groceries, 45 items of groceries, maybe this is how I started, is I would visualize the floor of wherever I was at the time, the floor just covered in, you know, if I were going to be shopping for spaghetti, floor, a sea of spaghetti. You open the front door, sea of spaghetti. And then I also have on my list pasta sauce. So then maybe the walls are like pasta sauce red. And that, you know, and then when you're at the grocery store, you just close your eyes, or you just remember opening the door to your mind palace. And what do you see? So by the time I got to, that was like years before this, I did this meditation retreat thing. And so by the time I got there and they told me I couldn't have any of that stuff, I was like, all right, cool. And sure enough, I did a mind palace for every day I was there. And as soon as I got home, it was really hard. I've never done something like that before, like that big in my head at that point. So once I got home, I just downloaded it all into my computer. So I have all those notes. I have every single thing. But at the end of every day, going to sleep at night, and we would meditate for like 10 hours a day. Like, it was, we were up at 5. It's like you get up super early. You get a different kind of lunch, like from a different part of the world, and then you have tea and fruit for dinner. So I've actually just recently gotten into a new tea dinner routine, like only when I'm like really feeling it. But guys, the chocolate chai, email Ashley, link down below. This stuff is amazing. She has other stuff too. Guys, this was an epic exercise for me to practice using my mind palace. So I'm seeing something, it doesn't have to, it's probably not the mind palace, okay? To be honest, it's not the, it's just, that's just an example to show you that there's something that mentally strong that someone here is going to be experiencing on Sunday. So this could be maybe you, if you write, maybe you write something really, really epic, or maybe you have a conversation with someone and you just speak from a new level of self-awareness and sophistication that they're not used to and that you're not even used to of yourself. Or you might just solve some problem, you might just solve some issue, and because you've solved it, you feel a lot better about it because you're not worried about it anymore. And I got the mind vice. You're going to be able to put it into your mind vice and crush it. That's from Alec Baldwin from 30 Rock. So the unconscious manifestation of this energy, I picked you up returning. This is a return to very scattered mental energy, very, very scattered, a million miles a moment, and so many different things, and just scattered, just very, very scattered in the thinking and in the focus, leading to a feeling of overwhelm, mental overwhelm. And I'm here to tell you that the point of it is to push you to build mental structure for yourself, whether that's some kind of therapy or whether that's some kind of, I don't know, like a mantra or like a positivity thing, but it's to help you be more disciplined mentally with your mental energy. So I don't know if you like those Sudoku puzzles, or maybe it's something like that, but maybe it's something more like, oh, I want to think positive. Or, and I'm also not sure why it's called Head to the Castle. That's just something that came through psychically, so it's going to make sense for you though. Let's take a look at your tarot. Okay, let's take a look what's going on in this. Ooh, okay, so we have one little popper already. Got the Four of Cups. This is a very weak card to start off with. Wow. Okay. So clearly something is not doing it for you. So clearly something is not. It's not a priority. You might have, this could even be someone that has a lot that they're given a lot. They get a lot of something and they're just not moved. They're just not inspired. They are just not, there is nothing, they are not affected at all by whatever is being offered or by whatever is being put forward. Okay. Kind of waiting. I feel like this is waiting to feel something. It feels like I want to be excited. I want to feel, you know, but I don't. I can't fake that. I can't fake this, you know. That's kind of how I'm feeling with this Four of Cups. See, now the poppers. Oh, we have the High Priestess, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Wow. Something happens between these two energies. It's like you're kind of, someone here is kind of bored, kind of like, I'm not feeling passion. I'm not moved. I'm not stirred up inside. And then they are, like, big. Something changes, something happens. And all of a sudden, it's like you can't stop thinking about it, or you can't stop tuning into it emotionally, or you can't stop meditating about it. Every time you take like a pause, or you slow down a little bit, or lying in bed at night at the end of every day, now you are giving this your attention, and it's drawing you into it, and it's something that does move you. Ooh. Okay, we've got another 3 cards, and it's the Magician, the World, and the Knight of Pentacles. You guys. Oh, it looks so dark. It is not even late or anything. It is just overcast here in Chicago. Okay, so the World, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Magician. Wow. Damn. You know, I like this, that you have been, if this is you, this is not taking any little thing that comes along. Not taking any, you know, you're not trying to take something crummy and make it magnificent. This is very honest. This is like, you know what, that's just not, I'm not moved. I want to be moved. I want to feel something, but I can't force it. And I'm not going to force it. It's wonderful and fantastic because you get what you want. You get to feel alive, or you get to feel moved, and it was worth the wait. Holding out for like what you really want, how you, this is showing up like what you really want to think or how you really want to feel, and it pays off. It pays off big, because you get something that not only keeps you kind of awake at night, not awake in the bad way, awake in the way of you're calm, you're comfortable, you're in your bed, or you're just rested, you're seated, and your mind is racing on this thing. Your mind is racing on whatever this is for you. Whatever does come in. This could be a person. So if this is emotional for you guys, you could have been like passing on people. Okay, this could be passing on people that were, without making any judgments on these other people, they're just, I don't know if it's like a mismatch, or if they just don't light your fire, or if they're just not sincere, or there's just something, you've been getting these offers, or you've been getting these, I mean, maybe you're an employer, maybe you've been getting applications, and you just haven't found anyone that's like be better. You know, you might want someone like, be amazing, you know, and you just haven't really gotten that. This was a long time coming. It was fated. It was destined. It had to take this amount of time. It really did, for something to come to maturation, to come to fruition. If it's a person, this person could have, they could be older than you, or they could just have kind of this, what do they call, the old soul energy with them. I like this person. You guys know I love the Magician so much. This is someone that can do it. This is the spicy one over here. This is the one that can bring this fresh air through your business, your home, your whatever this is for you. Whatever this is, whatever you've been kind of saying no to, whatever's been lackluster, underwhelming, milquetoast. This is not milquetoast. This is exciting. This is juicy. I'm going to stop it there. Let's see. 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck. All right. So you may be closing something out with somebody else. You may be letting go of some person or some people that maybe have not delivered on their promises, or they have not upheld their commitments. This could be someone who may be overcommitted or overpromised, or, oh, I didn't say this, I don't think, in the horoscope, but focus also this week, especially with Mercury, Jupiter at the end of the week, on substance. Make sure people are showing you proof of things. Don't take anyone's word for anything. Just, you know, whatever someone says, let's see it. Let's prove it. You know, because overall, this is sort of trying to phase some energy out and phase a different, more exciting energy that's more appropriate for you in. But there's some overwhelm, there's some burdens. You might feel guilty, you might feel responsible. This could have even been something that was, now listen, if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like super, like, oh, I can't, you know, you might be getting all of, you know, something offered to you that you don't want to take. That you don't want to take, you don't want it. It's free, here I am, here it is. I don't want it. I don't, it doesn't matter. I don't want it. You know, let's start opening it up. Let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at this 4 of Cups. Tell me more about this 4 of Cups, please, for my people. For this week ahead. Oh, snap. We have the Hierophant and we have the Ace of Wands. Wow. There could be a person who is finally ready to commit to you and give you everything you ever wanted, promising you the moon, and you still don't want it. There could be a chance or an opportunity in an institution or in a system of some sort that is being offered to you, and you don't want it. Kind of exciting. Let's take a look at the Knight of Swords, 4 of Swords, High Priestess. That's like 5 of Cups. Whoa. The 5 of Cups. Wow. This is weird. This is like you denying someone a second chance, or denying an opportunity, or passing on something to hold out for something better, or to hold out for as long as it's really exciting for you or emotionally fulfilling for you. That's what you're waiting for. It doesn't have to be like better or bigger or anything like that. It's totally subjective. It's about what makes you happy, what makes you feel appreciated, what makes you feel like things are equal. Because overall, this whole week is about making it all equal, even. This is a hard decision to make, to say no, or to, deny something, or you could be turning down a proposal, you could be leaving work or leaving your job or something, or, turning down an applicant that made it very far in like the interview process or something that you really liked or something. And, it's hard, but you are focusing on, there might be that inspiration. There might be like a whisper of this coming in for you. You might have an intuitive hit on it, or it could really be like right there where you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna stop that and go to that. I'm gonna choose this person, not that person. I'm gonna go here, I'm not gonna go there. It's kind of like that. So it is a little bit emotionally, a little bit difficult, but you really are fast focusing on what you really love, or whatever is making you feel like pinged inside. Let's take a look at the World, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Magician. Ooh. God, the Eight of, okay, this is like a very simple, straightforward, and we have the Four of Doubles, the Four of Cups at the bottom of this deck. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys know this is how we do it here. We thread them together. Wow. Wow. This kind of changes everything a little bit. So this is a week of possibly negotiation. You will need to know yourself and be honest with yourself and know who you're talking to. You're gonna have to know the situation. You're gonna have to, everything that you think you know does need to be accurate for this to go well. Otherwise, you're acting and speaking on like inaccurate information. And you're just interacting with like your own projection or something, like this is like something about that rejection or that missed, like that no thank you. This feels like an offering that was offered to the wrong person, or a rejection that was a rejection of the wrong person. There's something like that happening here where it's like maybe you gave to the wrong person, or you gave an opportunity to the wrong person, or someone didn't have. This might also be you convincing someone else to kind of open their mind and see how great something is that they're not wanting to see, that they're kind of trying to reject, or they don't get it, or they're just not moved. But with some conversation, something changes, something moves with this situation where it comes totally full circle and it's like the right timing. Whew. Okay. There could have been, everything is saying that any delays or obstacles has all been about timing, and even the institution part of it, like the structure of it, the family wasn't ready yet, the company wasn't ready yet, this professional wasn't ready yet, and now the time is right. You also have the highest couple, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant here. So this could be a very powerful collaboration if that's what this is for some of you. And it's very balanced, where you have the outside commitment. So the Hierophant is the outside form of religion, and it's conformity. It is So there could be something about that with this thing where it's like, this is nonconformist. This is different. This is like, we've never seen this before, or this is not how things are done, or this is not, you got to know the rules to break the rules kind of thing. But this is like the church, people seeing you go to church, the kneeling, that kind of thing. The High Priestess is the actual energy work of spirituality. Spirituality, how you feel based on what you believe. This is the prayer. This is like the actual stuff, the inner form. This is the outer, but more conservative, or a bit more wanting it to look in step with society. So there's something a little bit strange here, where it's like there's this opportunity, and it might, like, there might be something a little bit like very radical or new or different, or like never before considered, and it just might not. If you're saying no, it's because either there's too much conventionality, not enough ethics or morals, because the Hierophant is also your ethics and your morals and your belief systems. So you really need to be moved here. So let that be your guiding moral and ethic this week, is if something really moves you, give that a chance. And say no to things that like don't authentically move you. Don't make that commitment. Don't say yes to that. Don't entertain it as an option. Because you saying no to that inauthenticity leads to the yes that you've been looking for the entire time. And it's either another person that is very skilled, very wise and mature, or it's you being able to do what you do the best, or you being able to do more because you have more ability, more power, more perspective. And it's like this is like a crown, like a jewel in the crown, like the biggest jewel in your crown is kind of what I'm seeing here. Not kind of, that's exactly what I saw. I saw the crown with the biggest jewel. This is a conclusion. This is a conclusion this week, and there's this new beginning. Okay, it might happen fast, and you might feel a little bit bittersweet, or that this feels like an ending and the beginning of, like, oh, you graduate your school thing, and oh, so sad, but you got the rest of your life ahead of you, and you've got stuff to do, like real things, real life to do. School is just this low quality simulation that's like, anyway, so you guys know how I feel about that already. So it has that bittersweet, oh, it's ending sad, but this new thing is beginning, and it's like you just might not have a lot of time to process like the sadness. Like you might have to go and really jump on this or act on this and pick up speed on this other thing. And it honestly is going to be a relief for you, because this week you're ready to kind of cut some dead weight. Cutting the dead weight, if you're carrying any dead weight, saying no to anything that you're receiving in that's not moving you, and then start up with this. If it's a person, it might be like a new person, but like I said, they're sort of like hardworking and wise. They don't have to be old. They could just be a little bit of an older soul. Or this is your like graduation moment where you make this like last great decision, and it's this proof, lesson learned to the universe. So lesson goes away, rewards come in. That's how it works for all of us all the time. Anything difficult you're going through, it's a lesson. But once you learn the lesson and overcome it and prove to the universe over and over by making the right choice at the right times through all these different circumstances after you've learned the lesson, then it goes away. You don't have that problem anymore. You have a different problem with different lessons and different obstacles for you to learn. And then that's just how life is. That's just how it goes. So but there's not even like a big problem here. The only problem here is that you're not moved. But that changes like that. Because you are moved. You're stirred very deeply and you're very excited. So let's take a look at your guidance and see what our divine feather has to say for you for this week ahead. You will know what to do or what to say because it will feel right in your heart. It'll feel right, and it'll think right too. Something about it will also make logical sense. So just trust yourself. Trust your own guiding light. Ooh, God, many messages. The bottom of the deck, you have the white owl. The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. Perfect point. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. This institution, any institution that alienates you from your own connection to your higher self, that's a red flag. That's the reddest of the red flags. Anyone spiritual is supposed to be helping you get connected with your own higher self and getting your messages and basically just encouraging you to have a better relationship with yourself, your subconscious, your subliminal self, your spirit guides, your ancestors. Every single person already has a whole team of people. How it is for me, how I see them, think of a V, like a flying pattern, like a V. And I'm always at the head of the V. I'm always at that tip of the V. And then spreading out that way behind me are all of my crew. My astral peeps. So you have that too. Everybody does. So the corruption of the Catholic Church were the ones saying, go to us, we'll be the middleman. Don't trust yourself. Biggest red flag ever. Anyway, I know I probably always say that whenever we get the white owl, but I don't mind at all. And then you have 3 cards that popped. We have the dove. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality, again with this divinity here. I like it because we have the world. I mean, the Hierophant and the High Priestess as well. This could be a wonderful balance and coming together of your belief systems, your spirituality, your mentality, your ethics, your own personal morals. That's cool. That's really cool if that's, for some of you coming together. So you're going to get the peace. Allow the deeper sense of peace to fill you now. That is a divine quality. And then these other 2, you've got the magpie. That's a pretty feather. Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. You literally, this whole week overall is about for you. He's got 10 wands. He cannot carry them all back to this little place. So he's got to let them go or carry them differently. But lets them go. Letting go. So it's a priority thing. This is when you overcommit, you overpromise, and then you just can't possibly fulfill everything that you've promised. So, you could have had you could have wanted to help someone. You could have wanted to, but maybe you overextended yourself or they did something, but it comes down to priorities. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Everyone has right now. Everyone has right now until we don't. So the priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. So for some of you, you're helping too many people, or you are helping, or you are over charitying, or you are over, actually it could be like over volunteer work too. So for some of you, be very careful with that, because you just need the balance. That's all. Moderation, balance. Okay. And then you have the white swan. The power of divine grace is within you. This is another one where I get off on my little spiel about how you should always just go to yourself. It's not far. You don't it's like the answers and spiritual, it's not far away. It's it's all like right here. It's all already with you. tapping your own answers. The power of divine grace is within you. And that could even be something that you get this huge, like, fire hose, rapid fire download about too. Is that a lot of spiritual information or secrets of the universe in your sleep or something, dreams that give you answers. A little bit bittersweet though, you know, realizing the truth of some things, or even just how you've been feeling, that you could have been feeling better sooner, that you could have been feeling better all along. You're moving on though. You're moving on, you're closing out a lot of lessons, you're graduating some lesson this week. That problem goes away, and you could unlock like a new little superpower or something you've been working on for a long time could finally come through. Coming through. And it'll be very satisfying for a very long time. So I'm proud of you, and I'm excited for you guys. I will check in on your energies next time. Until then, my dearies, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.